Hi everyone, my name is Matt Aquilina with Nexus Baseball, and this is Quick Hit, where I quickly cover your questions about hitting mechanics and technique. Today I want to cover hitting mechanics at a very basic level. Hitting mechanics, including the science behind it, can get quite complicated, and in this video series I'll be delving into many of the individual elements of hitting mechanics, as well as how to apply them. But first I want to cover the widest possible perspective. The whole concept of hitting mechanics is understanding the kinematic sequences that provide the best performance in the baseball swing. The kinematic sequence, or kinetic chain, is the concept that the body doesn't exist as isolated parts, but are interconnected structures that are linked together like the links of a chain, and are constrained by all of the elements that come before it. In the human body, all of our bones and muscles operate in these chains, with movement in one area influenced by motion in parts further up the chain. The question of hitting mechanics becomes, how can we use these links in the body to our advantage to best develop the hand and therefore bat velocity required to hit the baseball as effectively as possible? The answer to that question is where the complexity lies, due to the fact that the baseball swing occurs in all three planes of motion: sagittal, frontal, and transverse. We know that we want to focus most specifically on the elements of our mechanics that generate rotational motion, primarily in the transverse plane of motion. There are clearly sagittal elements as well, such as the load and drive relative to the ground and arm extension, as well as frontal elements, such as the body moving forward sideways in the batter's box. But these are also just as clearly associated elements that get the most out of what occurs in the rotational plane. That is the body rotating around the spine until the arms rotate and extend into the bat coming around the body. The focus of hitting mechanics, therefore, is how do we generate the maximum rotational speed and use the sagittal and frontal plane elements to assist that process and not take away from it. In the next videos, I'm going to be looking at this in everything from the ground up as we break down the mechanics of hitting the baseball. See you next time at Nexus Baseball.